All right, welcome back to the channel. I'm here today with Weston GLP, and we will be doing a shadow game. How are you feeling today?
I'm doing good. I just got back from the barber, got a fresh cut, looking good for the video.
Nice. Not looking good for the video, but yeah, we're going to be playing a shadow game. I think you play like Black Wings and Value a lot, right? Like that's kind of your thing.
Yes.
Yeah, and also me and you recently topped the same tournament together. We topped the EWCQ.
Hell yeah.
That was
Yes,
actually
sir.
really cool. I thought that was awesome seeing you in the top cut as well. We both got knocked out first round by some unfortunate shit happened. You saw my hand. My hand was 3 titanium, I think it was, or something like that.
Yep.
But yeah,
there you are.
And what was
I played in top. It was that absolute zero turbo deck.
Okay. Oh, you were a victim of that deck. I didn't see that match. Yeah. I don't think. I want to watch that actually.
So turn one, I lose a die roll. Turn one, he goes summon Stratos, set Solemn, set dust shoot, pass, and that was the first game.
Yep.
Game two, I do Blackwing things and win, and then game three, we both open a little awkward, but effectively he dust shoots me again pretty early on, gets rid of like my one Blackwing, and I throw a bunch of trap cards, and yeah. So got trap dust shooted out of the match. Yep.
I know that feeling. Just losing to basically nothing. Just like, all right. I don't think I really did anything wrong here. I'm just getting cooked by dust shoot because that card is top 3 most ridiculous cards in the format. It's like Brain Control, Future Fusion, Dust Shoot, I think are the top 3 most ignorant in this format.
Yeah. And then in like Edison, in the Edison format, like Discord, they have these monthly tournaments called PBRs, like Patreon Battle Royale. So
yeah,
it's like effectively and so I play in those because if you win, you get an invite to the World Championship. This month I went 0-2. Out of the 6 games, so it was 2 matches. Out of the 6 games I played, I got dust shooted first turn 4 of them.
Wow.
Yeah. So me and dust shoot is just on my ass right now.
Yeah, that's actually really frustrating too because dust shoot games don't feel like regular Yu-Gi-Oh games. Obviously, they just feel really gross.
Yeah.
So I sympathize with you there. It's not really fun. Take 200.
Yeah, it was cool because like we had that shadow game last month, and I was like, yeah, I really want to win one of your tournaments, and I really want to get a top. And then within like a 2-week span, both of those things happened.
Yeah, that's why I was saying that was so cool to me. Like I know your story, right? Like I know your history and everything. Oh, speaking of the devil.
Speaking of it, yeah. Well, so we'll end up taking one of the fortresses out.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I take 800. I guess this deck, let me look at the extra deck. I don't usually play this deck that often, so it's just Black Rose. Okay, so it's the same damage no matter how I do it. So with that being said, I might as well attack lowest to highest here. Pretend as though Gores is a thing. It's the same. And then we'll go to main phase 2 and just synchro sway. Set the very obvious Call of the Haunted. And that is our turn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the thing I really realized is that like what you've mentioned this in the past, it's like you have to be very lucky in order to do well, and it's like I effectively just kept entering every tournament I could, and eventually the stars aligned where I had like a pretty good bracket. Like I actually didn't end up playing against any Vayu Turbo, so I kind of like lucked out a little bit, and like I had good matchups besides the top 16, right? And then like I was drawing well, and like everything kind of just like lined up.
Yeah, no, I know that feeling. A lot of tournaments that I've topped, I've won. It's like I'll win a good amount of die rolls, right? That's like one of the things that'll happen. And then I'll have matchups that are pretty favorable as well. So it's like multiple things line up. Like when I was playing Frog Hero a lot, I would play against Diva Hero, and that matchup is basically free. Like they try to OTK you, I battle fader, and then I just clean it up. So stuff like that really helps when you have like, oh, things are going my way. All right, that's pretty good mills. Also, right now, I actually can't tell what deck you're playing. So if I'm going into this blind and saying like I don't know what you're, yeah, like this could still be Vayu and this could be Black Wings, and I don't know which one yet. So with that being said, I think I'll go for the Lila. Summon.
Yep.
It's a prison. Okay. Still doesn't tell me anything. Might be able to kill you. So, if I stack for Plague, discard. Yeah, I think that's the play. All right, we're going to declare to the top. Unless I get like DD Crowed here or something.
Nope, you're good.
Yep. To grave. Banish. Summon this. Clear. To grave.
Oh, to my hand, yeah.
Yeah. And then we will attack. Oh, you really have it. All right.
I was not about to get Black Rose. Yep.
All right. That is it.
So if I run over Brionic, you draw a card, you call, bring it back, bounce, you have 2 monsters on the field. Yeah, it's not really a great way around this.
Yeah, call's actually kind of crazy right here.
So yeah, I kind of just have to do this.
Yep. Take 400. Okay, so I'm gonna activate this first.
Oh no. Okay, so that's game.
Is it though?
So you're gonna draw 2 cards. You call Brio, you pitch, and you get rid of. Well, I know. I guess because I'll get my Gores back. Yeah, technically, yeah.
Yeah. So you're at 33 is the thing. So I can't.
Oh,
yeah, I don't outright kill you from just this, but I can put you in a spot. So I guess my goal should be just that. I'm thinking about in terms of Pot Avarice. Do I leave the Brio or do I leave a Fortress? Because if I draw a Gear Frame here or a Machina Force, it's really strong. And technically I already have I have a way to deal with it. I could crash Fortress in the Gores if it's like that much of a problem. So I'm thinking if I want to like put it all on, if I draw one of 3 Gear Frames or 2 Machina Forces, then I can like try to overwhelm you that way. If I leave Brio, I can call Brio with the 2 cards and bounce Gores, bounce monster, potentially. It's tough. It's a tough one. I'm gonna actually try to risk this, and I'll put this back. Okay, so just leave a Fortress in there. Oh, like I said, I still don't really know what you're playing yet.
Yep.
Oh yeah, so just pop him. Shora. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Some Blizzard.
Yep.
Yeah, you kept bouncing this Shura back to my hand, and I'm like, no, I need this in my graveyard.
Yeah, the Blackwing problem.
Alright, we will attack over this. And we'll pass. Okay. Which one's the hamster? Which one's the Raiko? Or which one is which? Tails. Yep. Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, and let's do this. Very good. We already had this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you appear to be pretty down bad, I would say. Five darks. I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, that's game.
That gores,
yeah,
man.
that second pot got me.
Yeah, pot is in this deck. It plays 3 of it. Pot is ridiculous in this deck. It is absolutely absurd how good that card is. It just makes you able to. It gives you the ability to outgrind every other matchup. I was like, as long as he doesn't have a string of blizzards, like if it wasn't just like blizzard, 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 then I felt good. I had to dodge 2 things. I had to hope that you didn't have dark arm that one turn. And I had to hope that you didn't have a second blizzard after you summoned the first blizzard, because then you could make Brio and just kill me when I set Hamster and Ryko. So I was like, I have to dodge 2 things, and like in Black Wings, you play 3 blizzards. So I was like, if he has another one, I just lose. And I kind of thought you had the second one just because the way you kept setting the Shora, apparently. I was like, oh god, he's really trying to get Blizzard live, which means that he might have 2 of them.
Yeah. So I don't know how much of a difference this makes, but I had an Icarus that I couldn't really set safely because of like Ryko kept popping stuff. And there was the turn where like I had the Goyo and Black Rose on the field, and I go, should I just wait and like set the Icarus and then pop like Tribute Shura, pop both of your monsters so I don't have to worry about, because that kind of also picked apart my field a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that might have been a little bit better. Because I think you also got a lot of mills off of that, which also got you closer to your pot. So in hindsight, I think I probably should have done that.
Yeah, the mills that game, after the Ryko and Hamster situation, I ended up with like 10 monsters in the grave. I was like, yo, I could actually, because I already had a pot, but I was like, I could pot and then potentially play another pot if I drew it. Like that's how many monsters I had after that one battle phase. It went from like nothing in the grave to just everything. I was like, okay, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I was wondering about this. I was like, where's his whirlwind at?
I haven't been on a great whirlwind drawing streak ever since the tournament.
Yeah. I was like, okay.
Absent. Go.
We're just gonna pop this shit now.
Mm-hmm. Go.
Huh. He just sets. Set. Good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Ooh, there's that plague again. Nice.
All right, so we're gonna brain control Lila.
I guess she can be changed now, right? Because she says, what's
Yep.
the turn? Yep. And I'll be changed to the end of your next turn.
That's why I waited a turn.
Yeah, little chain.
Okay.
This is the one time that Book of Moon has been good for me ever. Like ever in life.
The latest YCS champion.
Yeah.
Book of Moon.
Yeah, that Book of Moon.
Yeah, it's actually really good right here. That's why I was like, oh, I'm not used to seeing this card perform this well. Usually...
What's funny, I was on ladder, and this exact thing happened against Machina. I had, like, they had a Fortress out in field, and I had, like, Brain Control, Sirocco, and 2 Boras. And they had 1 background. I'm like, let's just go for it.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they Book of Moon their own Fortress. And I'm like, yep. threw off the plan. Okay.
It's just interesting because because you had to manually change her position, the Book of Moon is like really good because you can't flip it back up, and then you basically have to give it back to me unless you do something crazy this turn.
Yeah.
And it's like, then I have a Plague Spreader zombie in the graveyard too, so it becomes a Brionic or a Goyo Guardian, and it's a lot of pressure that Lila is guaranteed coming back to me. So that is like why I was like, oh, this is actually way better than I've ever seen Book of Moon be. Usually it's a -1 for me. I'm just regretting that I even played the card, but I'm like, you know what? This is the one copy. Yep, that rides. This is the one copy. I'm going to keep it in because technically it is kind of good against Black Wings because it stops Whirlwind and all that good stuff.
Yeah. I've actually I don't even play Book in my Black Wing deck because like it feels like it's the card I always side out.
Yeah. Yeah, see, at that point, whenever I side out something every game, I just don't play it. I just stop playing it.
Yeah.
I do like in Black Wings it actually has synergy. So I mean it has synergy with Machina Control. I play 6 flip effect monsters for God's sake, so there's synergies, but I don't mind it in Black Wings either. I just every time I've tried to play it in Black Wings, I'm like, I wish that this was just straight up removal.
Yeah.
I haven't played Black Wings in so long now, like in a serious way anyway. Yep.
I'll send your monster back, your defense monster.
Yep.
And because of the fact that Lila got booked, she forgets her condition, so you can flip her back up when you get her back, right? And
yeah, because it'll just be a new card. Like that's not even Lila right now.
Yeah.
It's just a set monster. So if I get Lila back, I can just flip it.
So I'll just attack like this.
That's good.
And then
that is not good.
I was hoping to use the Lila and then put in your graveyard and then get rid of it, but here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll just give it back. Go.
Alright. Well, things aren't as smooth as they were a second ago, where I thought I was gonna flip.
Yep.
Huh. I was like, I wonder if it's like Deck Devastation virus or some shit. I think this will be a charge. Oh my god, I'm pretty sure that I just milled the only 2 target I did. That is actually crazy. Like, that is so fucking wild. Alright, Yu-Gi-Oh! If you want me to lose, just say that. That was so insane. What was that? I was like, okay, if I mill one, it's fine. I'll just get the other. I milled both. Oh, never a dull moment. Never a dull moment. Anyway, kill Brionic.
Yep. I think that might have been not the best play for me to go in Brionic. I didn't do much.
I thought there was a time, well, before I knew you had Soul Release, I thought that you were going to bounce my Lila back to my hand so that I couldn't easily do that play, but then I was like, well, then I would just summon Lila, right? So it's like not really that good.
Yeah.
Draw pass.
All right. Means you probably have the other Raikou in your hand.
Yeah, I 100% do. It's not even a secret. Once you fail to find, it's like, well, the Raikou has to be somewhere, right? Like, it has to be somewhere. Did a little fail to find there, so that is so annoying. But at least I'm back to 5 monsters in grave. Oh, I have to melt her again. Yep.
I didn't think that through. All right.
Everything good?
Yeah.
Alright. Standby, main. Okay. Let's see. 7,000. You said a back row. You know I have Raikou, so now I'm just wondering what would this say to me? The most obvious thing is like an Icarus attack is what I would be thinking. You haven't used any traps really. Yeah, I guess. All right, flip. We will target the Armor Master. All right.
Yeah.
Or okay. Yep.
Yeah, I kind of had to hope that you would have to go after the Armor Master with the Raikou.
Yeah.
I had to get rid of Lila. I like if you stopped my attack into Lila, I'm like, oh, that's just game.
Yeah, so I was thinking I had a couple decisions there. One of them was I could obviously pop your background, then crash the fortress into your armor master, and then obviously they would both die in that case. But I was like, I don't want to use my fortress that way. It's also the same thing if like this fortress ended up getting it. No matter how I looked at the situation, really, this fortress ended up getting used against your 2 cards. So like,
Yeah.
Like if I pop your background, I crash, I lose my fortress, you lose your armor master. If I flip and pop the armor master and I attack in his deep prison, same thing. So I was like, the worst case scenario, I guess technically is like Mirror Force, but Mirror Force isn't even that bad for real. It's just a thing that will happen that will be kind of annoying. All right, so we're here. So you're at 4 darks now. Oh, that's right. This is the game where you got rid of. Okay, you did get rid of heavy. Something gorgeous. Yep. The fact that I have 12 cards in my deck though is a little insane.
Yeah, I was like, I know you don't have any more milling cards, so I was like, ooh, deck out, but I don't think the game will go that long.
Yeah.
Summon.
Yep, summon's good. 12. Huh. How about that? All right.
Damage cap?
Yep. All right. Yeah, kill your guy. So I take what, 300 right there? So you have 1 card in hand. I have no idea what that is. But knowing you play Gores, I'm just like, it's probably Gores.
Goodbye.
Oh my god, deck. Seriously? Could also be Sirocco.
Deck out.
I mean, you're very close to it. You're very close to me decking out, which is fucking unreal. I've never had this deck get down to 10 cards like this. Yep, there's a Sirocco.
Is this a bottomless?
Nope, this is fine.
Oh boy, here we go.
Nope, just a hamster.
No? Okay. Living on a prayer.
Yes. Target.
What do you...
Target Gores.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine, he says. Okay. I don't see another Kalut. Yep, I was about to say that would be a little ridiculous, but it happens if it does happen. Okay. Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Ah, you do have it, okay. There is Gores.
People say Gores is bad in Black Wings.
Yeah. People say a lot of things. A lot of things they don't mean. All right, take 200. Effect. Thinking on what the pop.
And pop my gores.
I think so. I mean, because everything's in defense mode, so I'm not really too worried about it. Yeah, I guess just put pop gores. That's just funny at this point. This has just been. I want to know. I cannot wait to find out where these fucking 2-pot Everests are that are in my deck right now. I cannot wait to figure out where the fuck.
I was wondering if you only run 2, because like you've had to see it by now.
No, I have 2 more pot Everests in my 4 cards, and you know you can't activate it if you only have like 1 card in your deck. So there's a chance that take this. It should be exactly 36.
Yeah. That's good.
Yep. Jesus.
I had the crow
on the gores when I
I had it for gores.
When I used Call on it.
Yeah.
Why did you choose to not do it? You were waiting for my pot as well?
Yeah, I felt like I couldn't handle you potting. Like that gives you too much advantage.
I agree.
But
I think if I resolved the pot, I just won immediately. That's how I was literally waiting, and my deck instead drew Mocking the Force with no fortresses in the grave, but that's thanks to your soul release. Oh, crap. That's thanks to your soul release, and that's also thanks to the D prison where I attacked into it on that Armor Master turn. So I was like, that's kind of annoying. Then the other thing that happened was I had double hamster with no more targets. So that was super awkward. For this turn I drew, what's this guy called? Gear Frame with no more targets. And I was like, I've never drawn my cards in a more awkward order than this game right here, where it's just like that charge of the Light Brigade milling the last 2 targets did so much damage to this deck, like out of nowhere. Like because you were gassed for so long, I would have just been winning if I had any more targets on any of my cards, but none of my cards had targets anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, it was unfortunate you like Lila'd my whirlwind right away. Like that really, that stopped me dead in my tracks, because I had like a because I made the Armor Master. I have a Blizzard, and I had armor, and I had like a Kalut in my hand. I'm like, all right, I can literally just push the gas pedal, as long as as long as that wasn't a book. If that's like any other card besides a book, I brain control Lila. Take pop your back row. I mean, that's like a bottomless or D prison, and then kind of go from there.
Yeah.
But yeah, your book, you got me. Yeah.
The Book of Moon was crazy. That Book of Moon actually, I feel like won the whole game, because the tempo that I got from just that happening was so big. I will say the saving grace for you was you having an answer to the Plague Spreader zombie, because that would have been a huge disaster if Plague Spreader got to like walk. I
think I should have, as soon as you booked the Lila, I think I should have held Blizzard, because like that didn't do anything.
Yeah.
But I knew that was like a Ryko, right? Your set was a Ryko. At that point, and so like I felt like I have to like try to buy a turn.
Yeah, because that was a turn where you were like, okay, well I know you have Ryko because you just milled.
Oh yeah, you're doing the replay. I forgot.
Yeah. Well, let's actually see what happens. This is the game where I tried to kill you game 1, and I thought that I didn't know you play Gores. And even if you do play Gores, I still think that I'm supposed to go for that there, because it's like, it's just game, literally. Also, I think you had a back row anyway, so it was like, it's hard to read Gores when there was a back row to start the turn. But yeah,
I can keep up with this deck until you pot, and then then I lose.
Yes.
Like I slide in DD Crow, Soul Release, and Transmigration Prophecy.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to keep this deck off a pot. If it pots you, you just kind of lose. Especially because the hamsters really grind Blackwings out badly. Like, hamster is so outrageously good against Blackwings. Like, even this game right here, like I feel like I just won because of walling up with like hamsters and Rykos. It just like killed the whole field.
So like should I have just gone like Icarus with the
I think so.
Or with the short?
Yeah, 100%, because you kind of, I mean, first of all, you blatantly said which one's the hamster, which one's the Ryko, right? So if you're already thinking like that, then you're on the right track to knowing what you basically lose to. And from a tempo perspective, you can tell I'm kind of down bad. Torrential's gone, so all your summons are just kind of like, they just walk for the rest of the game. And then if I don't set a back row, which I don't have one, The only back row that you would be afraid of is Mirror Force anyway at that point. But like, the fact that I haven't been setting back rows, and I would be, because you have a Goyo and a black rose that you stole from me. Like, if I had a back row, it would be back there, right? So you know I don't have a back row, 100%. Unless I'm trying to play into like a Gores thing, but that's also, I just don't believe that that's happening either in that situation. So you can rule out, for the most part, you can rule out Gores, and you can rule out traps in general, because I just don't have any. Then the next part comes down to, okay, those two monsters, it's not Plague. Plague is already like banished or whatever. So it's probably just like you exactly said, a hamster and a Raikou. And I even think that you could kind of tell which was which potentially, because I mean it's hard because you Goyo stole my black rose, so maybe there's merit to being like, well, I don't really know. But the one that I had set already, there was a monster that was already set when you did that, and I didn't flip it on next time. I just set another monster. So it's like it could have been Raikou, but it was hamster, and usually hamster is the monster that like it doesn't get flipped on its own. You wait till somebody attacks into it, and that's exactly what I did. But that's hard to call, because if I flip it and I pop Goyo, then it's like, okay, now it's just face up in attack mode against the Black Rose Dragon, and then I'm going to set another Raikou. Like, that's not exactly the best, because then Shura blatantly eats it, the face up attack mode one. So a little hard to read there. But I think that all of that aside, you knowing that Shura and Icarus clears the two cards that you called out loud will put you in such a crazy position against me, because you have a hamster, a black rose, and a Goyo to my 6,000 life points, and I don't have traps. I think I just lose. Like, honestly, if I don't get those mills, I don't see how I win this game.
I think you need those mills for pot.
Yes, I because remember I potted already. I potted once already. Those 10 mills, like I got like 6 mills, but then the 2 monsters also went to the graveyard, so it was a lot of it was a lot happening.
Yeah,
those
I didn't
mills
think about that.
Yeah, those mills made the pot active, and then the pot like gave me the most. Like, it just did the most after that. All right, this game is the one that was really interesting to me. Okay, so you don't have any traps, which is great, because that means Lila gets to immediately go +1 on Whirlwind to kind of mitigate the entire, like, Whirlwind never happened at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just milling down. I'm not really doing anything. So yeah, here is where I have this situation where Book of Moon becomes like literally one of the best cards ever. Like, nothing else does what this does right here.
Yeah.
It's so unique to Book of Moon only. So then, like you said, you do this, and this...
That's not even probably worth it.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think that this is going to really do the most. I think that you need to have some kind of clapback play from when things go wrong. You're pretty healthy, life points wise. So I think that, yeah, you probably just wait on this. I'll also say this. I do believe... Maybe not. No, never mind. Because like I was thinking, if I have an Armor Master, am I really afraid of Gores here with Armor Master on the field? But this back row doesn't, well, this back row does protect you against Fortress coming out. I would have put this in attack mode. I would have put this in attack. I would attack with both. And at the very least, I would have, I guess you can't.
But see, you're getting your Lila back. Yeah.
This is so awkward. Like, Jesus.
Yeah, me getting rid of your Lila was like astronomical to my game plan of like, all right, I have a Royal Oppression, and I'll have like 2 monsters on the field, and so I can just kind of push in, and I'll be able to like out tempo you. But then as soon as you got rid of Whirlwind and prevented me from using your Lila, I was like, that really slowed me down. So yeah, I probably should have waited, because then you were gonna summon Fortress. If I have and you have no back row at this point, so then if I go Blizzard into Goyo and take it, now I get to have your monster, your Fortress, and that can like delay the game in my favor a little bit. So yeah, there was no reason to use that Blizzard. I was like in like attack mindset, and I just I didn't shift gears.
Right. Once this happened,
evacuate the game plan.
Right. That's something that I was trying to teach Dango earlier on in Edison format. I remember saying to him, there was a game where we played, it was actually recorded too. He drew a card, but he already had a plan before he drew the card. He was like, I'm going to do this on my next turn. And then he drew a card, and I was staring at the screen because he was in control of the duel. He was the one playing. I was staring at the screen thinking about how that card changed the situation that he just drew, but he did not recalc after that situation, and he just played the turn that he wanted to play since last. Like when his opponent was making his turn, he was already focused on like, this is what I'm going to do. And so when he drew for turn, he didn't even really look at the card that he drew. He just kind of was like, I'm doing this no matter what. And he did it and it was bad. And I was like, oh, you did that too fast. And now, like, you know, you messed up. Like, you can't take it back. You messed up. But I was like, you were supposed to reevaluate your hand when you drew for turn and you didn't. And now he ended up losing the game because I think it was in a duel against Lightsworn. There was something about like he drew Gale for turn or something like that. And he needed to go Black Rose now because his opponent had a Jane and they milled a Wolf. And so they had like all this aggression on the field, or they had Aaron on the field and they milled a Wolf. I know they had Lightsworn monster on the field and they milled a Wolf. And the situation, it just gotten like really bad. He went for some other play that he was already honed in on doing without reevaluating, and it lost him the game. And the fact that you already recognize that that's a thing is good, because like I didn't have to tell you like, oh, you probably should have rethought this. Like you're already aware of it now, that like that's exactly right. Like as soon as this happened, as soon as this Lila business happened, this Lila business is nasty. It's a very, very bad spot now. I don't know if this game is winnable after that, but I think that holding the Blizzard definitely gives you the highest chance of winning, if anything.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I think that you have some draws that are blowouts still. You still have Dad. Like without doing this Blizzard, right? Like this Blizzard never gets summoned. You still have Dad is super live. Even if this dies, this will be the third dark because Blizzard would not be there. So that is still a live draw. Brain Troll is gone, but I think, you know, having that as a potential draw, having a second Blizzard come up is a really good thing too. Icarus Attack is also incredible with Blizzard, obviously, like it goes without saying. So there's still some really good cards that you could have, but I think that, yeah, once you summon the Brionic, the Soul Release takes away my ability to go Brionic, but then it kind of just leaves you in a spot where you get outed by Lila Pop back row, Summon Fortress Attack, and you kind of know that I have that going at any point. Like this deck, that's just what it does.
Yeah, because like if I like you get the Lila back, if I keep Blizzard, like okay, you get rid of Royal Oppression, and then with this hand, like yeah, you have the Raikou, but like you technically can't get over this. You have to set the Raikou.
Yeah.
And then yeah.
God, this game is awkward. Yeah, this is just so awkward. Now look at the way I start to draw. So this is a situation where I could have played this so many different ways, of course, right? And I thought about it, but I was like, I'm in such a strong position that I don't really have to worry too much because I have 15 cards left and 2 of them are Pot of Avarice. This is what I was telling myself. I was like, I'm not really worried about this game anymore unless a disaster happens. And I think that this is the point where you're yeah. So I was like, okay, we're about to clear the hurdle of dark monsters. Like he's about to go over 3 darks because I was really afraid of Dark Armed. Even though I did set up this play where I was going to go call Card Trooper, like I was waiting for you to do something to this, and you never did. But I was like, all right, I'm going to call Card Trooper and get like a plus off of it potentially if it, like he does MST on it or something or whatever. That never happened. But I felt like I was in a strong position, so I wasn't too worried about either of these cards. I was just thinking to myself, I want to potentially, this is my thought, I was like, if I flip this Raikou and pop the Armor Master, and he doesn't Icarus Attack, there's a chance that this back row is just ass. It's just like, I'm just setting this because I have to set something to give you pause. And if this Fortress starts to get in, I'm super Gucci this game. The game's over, basically. Obviously, it could be Deep Prison, but it could also just be Bottomless Trap Hole. I don't see any. There's a bunch of, it could be Solemn Judgment, which is fucking awful right here. There's a lot of cards that it could be that are really, really bad. So after I popped Armor Master, I was thinking to myself, okay, I could also MST it. And then check it, and even I said, and even if this is MST, he's going to MST my back row, I still just go call Card Trooper and draw a card, so it's not that bad. I was holding the MST because I was afraid that your comeback in this game was going to be a whirlwind play. I was like, I've played Black Wings enough to know that those mid-game whirlwinds that go unchecked, like when they do that shit in the middle of the game, it is so annoying. And because I know you don't have Icarus Attack anymore, I was like, another comeback card for you is Icarus Attack. So if I hold MST until like once this whole thing is resolved, if I hold MST now, it's just like, how is he going to deal without being able to use Icarus, without being able to use Whirlwind? So basically this was me I was trying to lock you out of 2 really good answers, because Catastor, if you look at the situation, Catastor fucking solos me. And yeah. I was really afraid of Catastor. That's why I didn't want to use this call. I was like, if I use this call, I chose a Dark Monster, I chose Gores. Because at first I was like, it's obvious that I should call Fortress, right? That's like the most obvious thing. But then I was like, if he at any point summons a Catastor, I have no more Raikous. Like, I just don't have Raikous anymore. I have no outs to Catastor at all. Like, this deck cannot be Catastor. So I got really afraid, and I started like psyching myself out and shit. And to be honest, you were just 1 Blizzard away from summoning Catastor this game, because You get to this point and like
If I had held the Blizzard, yeah.
Yeah, Catastrophe actually rocks me, and I was this game just played out so weird. Then I draw this, and I was like, okay, let me check my graveyard, and I was like, oh, there's no fortresses, and then I looked at here, I was like, he soul released one, and I ran into a deep prison with the other one. So then I was like, that's kind of a hindsight punish there on the deep prison thing. I could have MST'd the back row, but again, I was holding it for Icarus and Whirlwind potential. So that just extended the game, made it awkward because I had to use this. But like, okay, sure. Even if I had a fortress in a grave, and I pitched this, like I still have this fortress in my hand. It doesn't really do anything anyway. Like I would just have this card in my hand. It's just like an extra card that I have in my hand, but that doesn't do anything. So you draw bottomless, I phase MST it, because then I realize, all right, at this point, like nothing is going on. Call Gores, there's no Crow, which...
Yeah, so here I had to really think about like, I thought you had a pot and you were baiting me.
Yes.
I figured you were reading the Crow and that you were baiting that. I'm like, I can deal with the Gores eventually.
Yeah.
I cannot deal with the card advantage from pot.
I also think that if I had a pot, you're 100% right. The first thing I would have done is I would have went Call it on it and target Fortress or target Gores. And I just saw what you did to try to like check for Crow basically, because it's free to do this too in this situation. Like I'm not afraid of anything. So I would have definitely did this, and that's why you thought for a long time, because I went draw and then activate call. Is like, all right, well, he's definitely trying to like bait here, but I just genuinely never ever fucking drew it, which is crazy because I only have 4 cards left at the end of the game. Yeah. I drew the Solemn. Once I drew the Solemn, I felt extremely comfortable. I draw another Machina Force, and at this point, I'm like, I don't care about Gores because the situation is, I have Torrential if he gets too aggressive.
Yep.
I have Solemn if he has anything weird. Even though at this point, I was like, Brain Control's gone and Dark Arm is super dead. So I was like, I don't really know what even could make me Solemn. I was like, honestly, Solemn is going to be used offensively this game the way it looks.
Also, the bad part about doing my Blizzard
Earlier?
Brionic play is I pitched heavy.
Yes.
I had to pitch heavy. That was also terrible.
Yeah, once you did that, I mean, you see where it ended up. I just started setting my back row like a madman because there's no more heavy, and there's, you know, once people see that, they, especially trap decks like this is a trap deck. Once you see that, you just can do, like, if I had traps earlier, I would have set them all earlier, like, because the heavy was gone.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just, it's like heavy plus Dark Arm was gone. Like, in theory, Dark Arm could never be summoned. So I was like, once I saw that Dark Arm and heavy were both going out the game, it just made it super clear to me that I don't see how you can win through all of these traps. Like, it would take a fucking miracle for me to lose with Torrential, Solemn, Dust Tornado, and I have a Brain Control, and your life points are like kind of low. The turn where I was thinking about what to pop between Gores and the token, I looked at the hamster in my hand because at the time I didn't have the gear frame. I looked at the hamster, I was like, oh, that's actually 36, so I can pop the Gores. Because I was like, do I need to Brain Control the Gores to kill him? But I realized it was like the math works out where I could actually pop Gores because Gores is still the bigger threat. Leave him with the token, and then Brain Control the token, go for a game, and I have Solemn, and I have Dust Tornado for 1 back row, so hopefully you don't set 3. I was like, the only thing that can stop me from winning right now is if you set fucking 3 back row. If you set 2, I was like, that should be checkmate. But yeah, hold the Blizzard. That was like the main takeaway from this game. For me, I could have been a little bit more aggressive with my MST. That would have changed the game a lot, because I would have just MST'd the D Prison, attack directly for 25, and then once the Fortress would have died, eventually, if it died, because the only reason it even got removed from the field was because of D Prison. I don't know if that Fortress was ever going to die. But if it did die, I could have brought it back later on with the Machina Force that I drew, and that would have been like probably GG's or 2, because at the time you didn't even have Gores for a while.
Yeah.
Interesting games. Yeah. Very interesting games. This is a bad matchup for Black Wings. I fully believe that this
I barely
deck,
got an attack in.
Yes, actually. You did very minimal damage in every game that we played. Like, I was pretty healthy in both. Like, I wasn't afraid of dying in either game. Like, I remember thinking to myself, when I looked at my life points, because I could barely see them with my microphone in my way, but I remember looking at my life points and thinking to myself, like, I'm not in fear of randomly dying, except that there was that one turn where you had exactly 3 darks, and I was like, okay, well, that card always kills. Like, that's no fault of me. That's just like Dark Arm and Black Wings will always kill someone. And once I saw that you didn't have it, when you started thinking for a while, I didn't have any back row. I was like, if he had Dark Arm, he would have fucking slammed it, because I know I would have.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that this matchup is hard for Black Wings. I think it's also hard for Vayu. It's one of the few decks that actually gives those decks a run for their money, but it's also one of the most underrepresented decks in the entire format. But I think that Pot of Avarice and Gear Frame being 1800 and 3 hamsters being just such a good answer to aggression, like, this is definitely the most annoying deck to play against. I think that this is one of the decks where if you play Black Wings and you feel like people are going to be playing this in your area, or you're going to a tournament where people will be playing this deck, you need to be signing multiple crossouts.
Yeah. I think the thing I learned is like
Or
I was
deck
too
dummy, maybe.
offensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've deck Debbie actually is kind of a coin flip in this match.
It
like,
is. That's why I said maybe.
Yeah, I actually cited it out. But I think like being more being more passive and trying to like Icarus the flips and then kind of breaking that open and then attacking. Because I think I was trying to just break through and attack through, and that's obviously not how I should be playing that matchup. So
yeah, I think you're onto something with that. I think that this matchup has to be played in a very slow and methodical way. I think that the trying to force through aggression when you're the Blackwing player and I'm the defensive turtle player that's just I'm trying to Raikou and Hamster and Lila you to death and then Pot of Everest all of it back and do it again until you have no more cards. And so knowing that, like, you have to try to not play into that game plan, and you attacking is literally playing into it. Like, it plays into Raikous and Hamsters.
It's kind of like Hero Beat in that sense. Like I think my Hero Beat matchup isn't as bad anymore because I've learned to like not play into that and make them play into me, and then like reverse that. So yeah, I think just changing my mindset of how to play into this matchup.
Yeah, just be more passive. Hold your bombs, hold your blizzards and stuff like that. Just be like very passive. Icarus Attack is probably one of the best cards in this matchup, though. I think game one, like we talked about, if you said, okay, I think that's a Hamster and a Raikou, and I have a Goyo and a Black Rose that I stole, like if I just set the Shura, set the Icarus Attack and pass, and then draw phase, pop both, he's probably in a bad spot. Like, and I was like, I would have been in a very bad spot from there. Because I would have been in a bad spot. No matter how I slice it, that would have not been good for me. I would have got no mills. I'd had a dead ass pot in my hand, and then I really don't know how I would have been able to come back. I think I would have just lost from there. So
yeah, like one misplay each game, completely, like definitely changed the tide.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, like, that Lila turn was hard though. Like, I do not fault you for not knowing how to navigate that turn, because that shit. Like, I said it out, I was like, this is the best I've ever seen Book of Moon do to someone, ever. Like, I don't think I've watched so much Book of Moon, and I hate that card. Like, I'm really not a fan of it at all. I copied this deck list from Top 8 from Raleigh, YCS Raleigh, and I just play it as it. I didn't change anything. I don't think I didn't change anything. Like, the main deck, I'm sure, is the same 40. The side deck I might have changed, because I usually change people's side decks to my preference. But, like, the main deck is exactly the same. And I remember thinking to myself, like, I wanted to take the Book of Moon out, but I said, you know what? No, I'm just going to play it as he had it. He did well with it, not me. But that Book of Moon was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Book of Moon is good against mind control and brain control in like weird ways. It's one of the only cards that's like, even when one of my favorite things to do is like set Raikou, set Book of Moon turn one, and they like mind control you, and they take and they flip and they pop your book, and you just go chain book. Now I'm getting a Raikou back, and it's like nothing happened.
Yep.
It's very good. But okay, so this weekend we have the Terrible 2's May 25th. I don't know when this video is coming out, hopefully tomorrow, but if this video doesn't make it out tomorrow, then Terrible 2's has already happened, so there's that. Are you playing in Terrible 2's?
No, I am not. We're moving soon, so my weekend is filled with packing.
Well, go work on that, because apparently in life there are 3 things that are the most stressful out of anything that a human can do. One is funerals, one is weddings, and the other is moving. They are very stressful things to do, so I do not envy you, but I wish you luck in that process, because that shit is not fun.
Yeah, thank you.
Are you moving like out of state or something, or you're just moving to a different area?
Yeah, just moving like south of Denver, to be closer to the in-laws, because right now we're like 45 minutes away, so it's harder for them to help out with the little one, so we'll be a lot closer. They can help out a lot more and all that fun stuff.
That's good though. Yeah, that's actually, I mean, that'll make your quality of life better. I'm all for it.
Yeah, I'll be at 10 minutes. It'll only be a 20-minute drive to locals instead of like 30 minutes. So that'll be nice. Yeah, so everything gets better. Not because I was actually going to ask, but I was like, I don't know if this is the question, but I was like, I wonder if you got closer or further from locals in inverse relationship to moving closer to your in-laws, right? Because it's like, oh, I moved closer to in-laws, but I'm further from locals. Yeah.
But you actually get closer to both, so this is a win-win.
Win-win.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to head out. I'm going to edit this up and hopefully get this posted. I want to have it posted tomorrow. That way it's out before the Terrible 2's tournament, since we referenced it. But if not, I hope you guys enjoyed this video at least. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.